Hello and welcome to my game plan. I'm Allie Davidson and I'm the CEO of Allie Davidson Life Academy. I want to thank you for taking the plunge and buying my game plan. I think you're going to find that it is different from any day planner you've ever had. I have used day planners all my life, and every year I go and spend the money to buy a new one, only to find that there are pieces or components that aren't there that I wished there was. And so as a result, I decided to create my own. So I can promise you this will be different, and if you use it efficiently, effectively, and the way it's designed to be used, you will experience all the things that you want in your life in this year. So let's get started. At the beginning of your day planner, there is a page that gives you instructions, but I thought this might be a little bit more useful to you. So let's start. The very first part is making a commitment. So, in anything that we do, if we take it kind of half-assed, it's going to get half-assed results. If you want to change your life and you want to create something new, then you have to commit to it, because doing the same thing the same way and expecting different results is the definition of crazy. So this page asks you to really look at, what it is you want in your life and to commit to it. On this page, I've asked you to really look at your purpose, your vision, and your goal. Now, I'm not asking you to do it for your whole life, although you can, but certainly for this year. So your purpose is not about what you do, but who you are. It is what is driving you, what motivates you, what gives life meaning. So this is where you put your why of what you want to create in your life. For instance, in mine, I say I want to be a spiritual, loving, compassionate person, and that's my goal for this year and actually for my whole life. So that would be a purpose statement. Your vision is, well, okay, so you say you want to be that. How are you going to do it? What role do you play? What does it look like? What does it sound like? How does it play out in your real world? And then finally, your goals is, what are you doing? What are you physically doing, actively engaged in, that supports that vision, which ultimately supports that purpose? And this place, I ask you to go out into your future 5 years from now and really envision what your life will look like after you've achieved the goals that you're going to place on yourself for this year. The reason we go out 5 years is because it gives you enough time to really create a vision that is clear, and you know how it feels and who will be in your life and where you want to be. And the more juicy, the more detail it has, the better chance you have of actually creating it. From that 5 year perspective, you go back down to 3 years. So looking at what you achieved in 5 years, you come back and say, well, if I achieved that in 5 years, what would I have had to achieve in 3 years to get there? And then similarly down to 1 year, what would I have to achieve in 1 year to be where I want to be in 3 years, and 6 months, and then 3 months? One of the reasons that we do this is because when we start from here and look forward to that vision 5 years from now, sometimes it feels so big and so out of reach that as we start to work our way through that time period, we're going to hit some challenges, we're going to hit some hurdles and obstacles. And not having a clear vision of that future, 5 years, 3 years, 1 year from now, it's easy to just disappoint ourselves and give up. Whereas when we can see it clearly 5 years from now, 3 years from now, we know it's telling our brain that we've already overcome whatever challenges have come through. So I really think it's a very powerful technique, and I hope that you do it. On this page, I ask you to create a core value statement. The values that we have deep inside, things that we hold dear to us, are actually our guiding principles, and it is what motivates us to be in relationship, to create a business, to create stability and finances and that type of thing. So knowing what those core values are allows you, when you make a decision about an opportunity that comes into your life or a new person that comes into your life, to ask yourself, is this relationship, is this job, is this career, is this vacation even in alignment with my core values. Because if they're not, then ultimately you will let them go, you will give up on them, you will not stay committed to it. But if they are aligned with your core values, the deep stuff that are important to you, then you will succeed. So, for example, my core values, there's several, but one of them is family. So, because family is so important to me, every decision I make, I run through that core value. Will it benefit my family or will it not? I hope that makes sense to you and you spend some time with that. It's really an important part. The next page, you take those core values and desires and you break them up into actual goals in each category of your life. Life can get so darn busy and we can get distracted and diverted from our goals very easily, especially if we don't have um, each category filled out. So it's important to say, okay, what am I saving my money for this year? What is it that I want to buy? Or how much money would I like to create in my life? What kind of things do I commit to for my physical body? Am I going to exercise? Am I going to do yoga? Then you go into the social. Social is really important. Are you going to build your network? Are you going to get it into some meetup groups? What kind of things are you going to do for your social? And then so forth. Family, your mental status. What kind of goals do you have for your education or learning new things or books that you want to read or how many times do you want to read, that kind of thing. And then spiritual. And then my crew is, who are the people that can support you? Who are the people that you have designated as people that you trust to hold you accountable to the goals and the dreams that you desire and that you know will support you in what you do? And then always create a bucket list for the year, like those magical, wonderful, oh, if I could only get that kind of thing. And there's a place there for you to put that too. On this page, the first thing it asks you to do is list your lifetime achievements. Um, it doesn't necessarily have to be lifetime. It depends on how much you need to remember them. But so many times our brain is so skilled at remembering the things that went wrong in our life, and we sometimes forget all the things that we have accomplished. So here's a place for you to look back, maybe just your last year, or the 5 years, or maybe all of your life, and write down the things that you're really proud of so that you have a place to go back to when you're feeling down or when you're feeling disappointed in yourself and remind yourself of all the great things you've already done. The next place is a place for you to write who the people are in your life and the things and the experiences that you've had that you are really grateful for. It's sometimes hard to see in the midst of a crisis or a challenge what it is that is a benefit in that challenge. But when we look back, we can say, wow, if that hadn't happened, then I wouldn't know this about me, or I would never have made that decision. So allowing yourself to spend some time in gratitude is a really good thing. The next part is list old projects that you want to finish. Now, if you're like me, you've got a bunch of old projects in your closets that just sit there year after year. And even though you may not consciously be aware of it, your unconscious keeps track of that stuff. So anything that you have not finished and you don't intend on finished, just get rid of it. It's a clutter and it's actually a burden to your subconscious. And then those things that you feel you really do want to finish, commit to those. The next part, of course, is what new projects do you want to do? Maybe it's redecorating your house, or maybe it is to, I don't know, learn a new skill or something like that. So this is the place where you would put that. And then, and below that, of course, is the skill. So for instance, even creating this video for you required new skill that I had to learn, and I feel pretty good about it. And then finally, it's so important to list the things that you enjoy and that create fun in your life, so that when you're in those times in your life when you're not having fun, you can go back to this page and go, oh yeah, I remember that, dancing is something that just really brings life and light into my life, and so I'm going to go and take a dance class, or I'm just going to go down to the local hall and dance this weekend just to move my body because it's fun, and it's important that we have fun in our lives. And now we get into the meat. So every month you'll see this first page. It's a place for you to put the month, and you'll write in the dates of the month too. I purposely left this day planner undated so that anyone could start it at any time of the year. So every month you'll start here, and I use the monthly calendar as a place to put like long-term things. If I'm going to go on vacation, or I have somebody coming into town, or I have a conference or something like that, so that I can look at the month at a glance. Below that, what you're going to do is, looking at that list of all your goals in all of those areas of your life, you're going to pick out one or two things that you're going to start in this month. And that will be the goals for the month. At the end of the month, there's going to be a page that asks you to journal. Now, I have been a journaler, all my life, and I have found it to be so useful to be able to go back and read some journals, especially if I'm living times that are tough, because I can go back and see how far I've come. So at the end of each month, there's going to be a list of questions. You can either answer the questions or simply just journal. And then this space here is where you're going to create your vision board. So I'm sure if you're at all familiar with The Secret or the Law of Attraction, everything points to this concept that what you can see and feel and hear becomes manifest. And so by creating a vision board that you're actually carrying around with you, you can constantly look back and remind yourself of the life that you are working towards. In the weeks, this is the main part of your day planner. So this is the part that I really spent a lot of time on, because I felt it was so important to have all these components. Obviously, you need a place for who you need to call, who you're waiting for, birthdays and anniversaries. That's pretty simple. And obviously below you can see where the date, the time is, and the days of the week, and that's your actual appointments. At the top of the page on the left, it says gratitude log. I just find that it's really important that I spend some time each week writing about that week and what I'm grateful for. Then below that are daily practices. Now we know that in order for something to become a habit, it must be repeated for at least 30 days. Now they're actually saying 60 days. So in this place you can put things that you actually want to become a new habit, whether it's working out 3 days a week, or walking, or journaling, or meditating. And it's a place for you to keep track at how well are you doing this, to hold yourself accountable. And just below that is a place for you to rate your day. Now, you know, I said earlier that the brain is just very well equipped at keeping in our forefront mind all the things that go wrong. And it's useful in that it helps us to keep ourselves safe. But the truth of the matter is that within the things that are going wrong, there's a lot of good things too. And when we train our mind to focus on the things that are good, then we ensure ourselves a better day tomorrow. So in this place, I ask you to rate your day on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. And when I sit back at the end of the day and I think about my day, I'm really able to analyze, well, okay, you know, this part wasn't so good, and I disappointed myself there, and that went wrong, and but then I can also look at, well, you know, I had a really fun time with my friend, and I was able to help my neighbor, and I was able to do some journaling, which felt really good, and I cooked a really good meal for my family. So it balances out, and maybe it comes out to a 7. If I hadn't done that, I would probably sit there thinking about all the things that went wrong in that day and think, oh, what a terrible day. Below and just above the appointment part is where you have your to-do list for that day. So when you have made your monthly goals, every week you're going to write your weekly goals, again, chunking them down into small bite-sized pieces, all of which move you forward through your process and get you to the goals and accomplishments that you want to make for that year. Your to-do list is a really important place to keep track of those things, not only that you're going to do towards your goals, but even the simple things that you have to take care of during your life, during your day, that if you don't take care of is going to create a problem tomorrow, like go food shopping. I put those things down there too, or go to the bank, or get a gift for somebody. These are places where I can remind myself of the things I need to do. And if I don't get them done that day, I can move them to the next day. But I know that by the end of the week, they will get taken care of. There's also a place for you to do notes and ideas because you're brainstorming all the time. When you get a creative idea, write it down. You never know where it's going to take you. In the far right corner, it says things I need help with or need to learn to achieve my goals. So as you move forward to achieve your goals, there's going to come you're going to run into some blocks, some things you don't know how to do. And this is a place to say, oh yeah, remind myself, oh, I need to find somebody who knows how to put an ad on Facebook or whatever it is. And then finally, 3 words I would practice embodying this week. So that was something I started a long time ago, and I found it to be really helpful that if I decided that week that I wanted to embody my creativity and my gratitude and my generosity, say, then as I went through the week and explored my experiences, I would look for opportunities to embody these words and make them a part of who I am and a part of my experience. And I just thought it was magical when I did that. At the very top right corner, you'll see a little star. Now, when I did this day planner, I left it undated so you could do it any time of the year. So obviously, there are some months that have 4 weeks and some months that have 5 weeks. Wherever you start in whatever month you are in, you need to calculate whether it's a 4 or 5 week month. If it's a 4 week month, then you're going to want to tear out this particular page with the star on it. That ensures that you're not pulling out your monthly schedule or your journaling page, and that you're actually tearing out a page in the center. That's it. Wow. I'm really excited for you. This is my website, and my email is here, my phone number. If you run into a problem or something you don't understand, feel free to just pop me an email. I'll be happy to answer your questions. As you move through your year, if you find that you need extra support, that you're feeling like something is stopping you from getting what you want, or you've lost sight of your dream in some way, that's what I'm here for. I have coaching packages available, whether it's just one time or whether you want a 3 month or 2 week, it doesn't matter, it's up to you. But I invite you to consider that, because sometimes having a coach is really helpful. I know that there are many things in my life I could not have gotten through without having my coach there to support me and to question me and to help me to get clear about things again. So if that's something you feel you need, please don't hesitate to contact me. And with that, I will say goodbye, and I wish you a wonderful, fulfilling year, that your dreams come true, that this day planner helps you to achieve those goals that you really want to do, and that at some point I hear from you. As always, live easy and be kind to yourself. Bye-bye.